Acupuncture is my life. Acupuncturelife. Let us begin.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to my show. This week's episode may sound simple, but it's major when it comes to basic disorders suffered by many. Today's topic and interesting case of the week is constipation. Now, many suffer from constipation, and some that do are totally unaware that they are constipated. If you're not moving your bowels on a daily basis, that should be a cause for concern, and something you should perhaps discuss with your primary care physician and or gastroenterologist. Now, constipation is considered difficult and or infrequent defecation with the passage of hard, dry stools as well as sluggish bowel movements. Symptoms associated with constipation include abdominal pain, belching, vocal distension in the epigastrium and abdomen, lack of appetite, dizziness, and headache. Now, this tends to be tied to the blockage of qi circulation in the bowel and rebellious turbidity in traditional Chinese medicine. Impairment of the large intestine's function to transport and guide turbidity downwards is an important factor in constipation. In some cases in Chinese medicine, dysfunction of the spleen, stomach, lung, and kidney can also promote constipation. Now, basic etiology and pathogenesis to constipation are: 1, constitutional yang excess and accumulation of heat in the intestine and stomach. Overindulgence in alcohol, spicy and sweet foods when there is a pre-existing yang excess condition can exacerbate the accumulation of heat in the stomach and intestines. Residual heat following a bacterial or viral infection tends to consume body fluid and decrease lubrication in the intestines. Now, another potential cause of constipation is qi stagnation. Worry, depression, stress, or lack of physical activity can impair the transporting and descending function of qi. If lung qi does not disperse and descend, it will affect the qi flow in the large intestine, and consequently, intestinal content accumulates and is not eliminated. Another cause can be due to qi and blood deficiency. When qi is deficient, the force of transporting the bowel contents is inadequate. When blood, yin, and essence are deficient, lack of lubrication in the intestines will lead to dryness of the bowel contents. Now, spleen qi deficiency due to improper diet, qi and blood deficiency due to chronic illness, and aging are all factors contributing to constipation. Another cause can be due to yang deficiency with internal cold. Now, yang deficiency due to chronic illness, aging, or overindulgence of food and herbs, cold in nature, produces internal cold, which accumulates in the intestines and stomach. Because cold congeals, the flow of yang qi and fluid in the intestines becomes sluggish and results in constipation. Now, when I encountered a patient suffering from constipation, I knew I had to first determine if it was due to an excess or deficiency pattern. Now, excess patterns tend to have an acute onset and a short course, and severe constipation, which usually responds well to treatment. Deficient patterns tend to have a chronic onset and run a prolonged course with mild to moderate constipation. Deficient patterns tend to respond slowly to treatment and takes time for full recovery. There are several identification patterns to constipation in which acupuncturists look for. Now, one is dry impacted feces, infrequent and difficult defecation, accompanied by red face, fever, bad breath, sores in the mouth, dark scanty urine, a dry yellow tongue coating, and a forceful and slippery pulse. In cases like this, constipation is usually due to heat. 2, a sense of incomplete defecation, sluggish defecation, frequent belching, focal distension in the chest and hypochondrium. distending abdominal pain, and a thin, greasy tongue, and a wiry pulse. This type of constipation is due to chi stagnation. Now, 3, there's a desire to defecate, but there's ineffective straining to force bowel movements, great effort, and prolonged time required for defecation. A pale complexion, lassitude, spontaneous sweating, and shortness of breath during defecation. A thin tongue coating and deficient pulse. This type of constipation is due to chi deficiency. 4 is dry pebble-like stool that is very difficult to evacuate, a sallow complexion, palpitations, dizziness, and a pale tongue with a thready and choppy pulse. This type of constipation is due to blood deficiency. 5, difficult and sluggish defecation requiring great effort, cold limbs, abundant clear urine, preference for warmth, and cold intolerance with a moist white tongue coating and deep slow pulse. This type of constipation is due to yang deficiency. Now, when it comes to a patient in which I began treating a week ago, his symptoms were dry stool and sluggish bowel movements, which were aggravated by emotional stress. Now, he experienced frequent belching, focal distension in the chest, and hypochondria, distending abdominal pain, and infrequent sighing, which was relieved by passing gas. This patient also had a thin, greasy tongue coating and a wiry pulse. Those symptoms let me know that this patient was presenting with chi stagnation. So my treatment principle was to promote the movement of chi and guide out the accumulation. My general acupuncture point prescription was Da Chang Shu, Tian Shu, Zhigao, Zhao Hai, Zhongwan, and Tai Chong. Now, my patient has been experiencing better in terms of frequency and passage, bowel movements, but I'll continue to treat him for a few more sessions, just simply to monitor his progress. But overall, there you have it, my interesting case of the week. Now, don't forget to subscribe to my show. And until next time, acupuncture is my life. What's yours?